What's up, y'all? This dude is in my way, man. I'm telling you, these people, they get worse and worse driving. Salute to everybody. Um, I don't know what's up with my screen, so y'all gotta bear with me. Try to wipe it off. I don't know what's going on, but um, why would he do that? You can tell he do. All right. Um, yeah, Cypress 7-8. Shout out to y'all, Cypress. Shout out to Cypress TV and shout out to 78 Sports. I know 78. He don't like 7-Eleven coffee. I do, and Cypress TV be clowning me with the 7-Eleven coffee. But salute to y'all, man. I'm just fucking with y'all. But ASAP Rocky, man. Um, Crazy ass trial, but he beat it. He need to be thanking Rihanna, man. And he dove with that hug. I mean, because I'm gonna say this, man. His back was against the wall. ASAP Rocky, his back is against the wall. Now, there's a lot of people saying that ASAP Rocky, he's not gonna get a gig again. In terms of Hollywood, it's gonna be tough for him. This, that, and the third. ASAP Rocky's gonna be fine, man. He's a huge talent. For those of y'all that don't know, I'm a huge ASAP Rocky fan. Brother Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more. What's up with it, man? Make sure y'all go sub to Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more, man. You know it's gonna go down over there, man. Bruce gonna talk about jazz, boxing. You know, he's a boxing historian, so I salute to him. And I do need to talk about that kid and Shakur fight, man. That's not happening. Kid Austin and Shakur, but I'll talk about that on another video. But what up, Mr. Layback? How you doing, man? But ASAP Rocky, man, I pretty much felt that this case bad. The only one that, listen, his friend was going to turn on him regardless. Look, people got to realize, man, when the book is thrown at you and guys start thinking about their family and what they're going to be missing outside of them walls, all that friendship stuff, man, that goes out of the window. Especially if you're not down. That's why you got to be very selective of who you call a friend. But ASAP Rocky, man, he, I'm happy for him. But a lot of people were like, he got him clean. But I kind of knew he was going to get off. I mean, when they gave him, what was it, 20, offered him, 24, we already knew that his chances of coming home had increased. And now he just got to get back and, go back and get back to work. That's the only thing that he can do. But like I said, it's not gonna stop ASAP Rocky from being successful. You said, do you think Diddy will get off as well? Yeah, I think Diddy will get off. A lot of the stuff that they're saying, and plus, they're already throwing cases out. They didn't throw cases out. They threw Jay-Z case out, but of course you got the attorney still trying to aim at him. They're gonna come with everything that they can to try to put these guys away, but Diddy's gonna get off. And really, honestly, not that that's not to say that Diddy has done some of this, some crazy things or whatnot, but a lot of the stuff that they're saying, man, they're trying to pour gasoline on the fire, man, just to make it uh, more dramatic than what it is. But Diddy's gonna get off, just like Russell Simmons. I mean, they know that he's not coming back, so they're like, Russell Simmons is, we're gonna go ahead and throw that kid with it. He's not coming back. I mean, he's living a whole new life over there, Indonesia, I think it is. He's in Indonesia, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he's living a whole nother life and everything. As a matter of fact, he's had, if I'm not mistaken, a number of residences over there. If I'm not mistaken, he's already had a number of places that he's already lived over there. So I'm not surprised by this. A lot of people are surprised by this, but I mean, really, man, to me, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, this whole trial to me was really kind of pointless. Now it's going to be interesting to see how things are going to play out between ASAP Rocky and his quote unquote friend. Like how things going to play out. You know what I'm saying? Like, is he going to want to? Is he gonna want to, have some sort of revenge in his heart for him turning on him like that? That's the question that we gotta ask ourselves. But yeah, he got to thank Reba in there, attorney. She was like, let me slide some money, in there for you. Not to say that, she did that, but I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised, because you got to think about who's been more successful in a relationship. In their marriage, and then on top of that, Rihanna has stuck by ASAP even through all the bullshit. Hell, they was going through bullshit. They was going through bullshit when all of this was going down. But she stuck by him, man, and ASAP, he was like, man, thank God I ain't going out for no 24 years. Now he got to fly straight. He got to be on his thugger shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing too. I was gonna say, with ASAP Rocky, the reason why I feel like he's gonna be, he's gonna pick up where he left off is because Thugger is picking up where he left off, despite a whole lot of conditions. Thugger's gonna be on probation for a long time. But I don't know about Diddy, man. I don't like. I really don't know about Diddy. I mean, at this point, like when it comes to Diddy, if they're adding anything else, man, it's just like what's the point, man? We pretty much already done got down to the nitty gritty of what you're trying to do, and that's trying to put Diddy away. A lot of these people are jealous of these celebrities. Now, I'm not gonna say that Diddy, some of the things that he has done, or a lot of the things that he done is, really foul and messed up. However, some people just want to throw gasoline on the fire to make it more dramatic than what it is. Like I keep saying, and you see that, but I have no doubt that Diddy gonna go home, just like the whole situation. You knew they wasn't gonna have any type of competition when it came to Jay Z. Everybody knew that. So congratulations to ASAP Rocky. I started listening to ASAP Rocky, man. Man, when did I start listening to ASAP Rocky? I started listening to ASAP Rocky, man. Like I would say, like in '08. I started listening to him in like '08, '09, somewhere around there. Him and ASAP Ferg and all them, and I started listening to him because he had love for the South, man. He had a real deep love for the South, and that right there, that made me start listening to him even more because I was like, how's this dude? He from Harlem. It seems like a lot of guys from Harlem got love for the South. You know what I'm saying? Like Cameron, Joel Santana, they got love for the South. Even though that Jim Jones, he's not from Harlem or whatnot, but he from the Bronx. But anyway, man, they have love for the South. I mean, that whole Dipset, they had love for the South. So ASAP Rocky, he had a deep love for the South, man, and that's why I started listening to him. And then he took up some roles in acting now. As far as the acting tip, he could be a little better. You know, he's not he's not all that bad, but he ain't like a great actor. It's just like some guys, they have they got that knack to be an actor. Like Tupac, you knew early that he was an actor. You know what I'm saying? He was an actor. He was just a natural. Uh, like DMX, he was a natural. Queen Latifah, she was a natural. Uh, but some of these celebrities, like some of these people that are in music, they have no business on the screen. Like LL Cool J, he's a natural. Like Nicki Minaj, she has no business on screen whatsoever. She's talented as an artist or whatever. Now I don't think she's as great as some of the other female MCs, but she talented with her music and stuff like that. And of course, a lot of people feel like she got the looks and everything, but as far as acting, nah, that's not her cup of tea. Same thing with like somebody like Kim Kardashian. You know, horrible. Look like you don't even belong on screen, man. Like, yeah, you good with the reality shows and all that stuff. Just stay to that. But I'm gonna say this too. Um, Now I'm gonna switch it up. Miles Garrett, is being targeted. The Commanders are targeting him. And like I said, the Commanders really do need to go after Myles Garrett, because that's going to beef up their defense. And I wanted to talk about this because I didn't get a chance to touch on this yesterday. I was doing a whole nother video. But they really need to go after Myles Garrett, and let me tell you why. Myles Garrett is going to beef up your defense. That's what the problem was with the Commanders. It was their defense. It was nothing really wrong with their offense. The only thing that I could say that was really wrong with their offense was, the veterans, they were, dropping balls that Jaden Daniels was throwing and stuff. But the defense, that's the only thing that they needed to improve, especially when it came to, situational football. But I think Myles Garrett, he brings that leadership quality. Because I think Myles Garrett, if I'm not mistaken, Myles Garrett done been in the league, 8 years? 8 years or some shit. So, I mean, and he wants to win. What better way than to go to a team that just got out of the NFC almost appeared in they were one game away from being in the Super Bowl. And on top of that, you have a young quarterback. You got a young quarterback in Jaden Daniels. You got a young quarterback that they could build around. Now, Myles Garrett, I feel like Myles Garrett, he has, at his peak, he got a good maybe 4 to 5 years. I think he got a good 4 years, man. So what that does, that gives you an edge not only on offense, but it gives you an edge also on your defense. And Dan Quinn is a defensive guy anyway. That's why I didn't understand how they played like that. I don't understand how they played like that against the Philadelphia Eagles, but the Eagles just, I hate to say this, man. The Eagles might repeat, man. If they play the defense that they did and they continue to ground and pound like they did, the Eagles might fuck around and repeat. Hold on one second. The Eagles may repeat. Especially with the defense that they're playing. Like that's what their calling card was this season. The Eagles calling card, and I know we're done with football. I'm gonna get to basketball in just a minute, but their calling card was a dynamic defense. They had Cooper DeJean and all those guys, Carter, all of those guys on there, man. Everybody's talking about their front four. Let's just talk about the whole entire, 7. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about their whole entire defense. Am I playing basketball in a club? Are you talking about what you mean, Leo? Am I playing basketball in a club? Are you talking about like a sports club or a fitness club or like a gym? What you mean, man? That was that was just out of that was out of the blue. Are you playing basketball in a gym? You mean at this moment? Well, no, I'm not. I mean, but do I play basketball? If you're asking, do I play basketball in the gym? Yes, I play in the gym or I play outside. But I haven't hooped in a minute, man. But the last time I hooped was maybe about. I put up some shots maybe mm, about 3-4 weeks ago. I've mainly been lifting and running though. But thanks for changing the subject, Leo. Now salute to you, Leo. But now that we want to talk, now that Leo brought up basketball. Now shout out to Tour for TV. Um, I seen him talking about this yesterday on his channel about the possibility, and I also saw somebody else talking about the possibility of Ja Morant being moved in the offseason. If Memphis does that, to me that would be the stupidest move that they would do. Okay, now I could understand what some people are looking at, in terms of him going to another market. Ja he's an appealing player, and he's a proven player too. Let's not forget Ja Morant has been to the Western Conference Final. He's going to the playoffs. Hell, he's got a better record in the playoffs than Ant-Man does, and that was going against Ant-Man. So, but the thing about it is, man, if you lose Ja, you're losing a lot. Now I know that they went they went what on a streak without Ja. They had a winning record without Ja. They had that one game where they just murdered the team, man. Like had to be about like 70 points or something like that. I understand all that, but you still need Ja. But here's my thing. This is what I think that they're doing. I think, in my opinion, what they're doing is they're looking at Jaren Jackson Jr. and Zach Edey as the focal point. If they did something like that, but you got to have Ja because Ja is the franchise. Now I understand what a lot of people are saying. Like, okay, they look at Luka's situation, and what they're saying is, okay, Luka, he was hurt and comes in out of shape and all this other stuff. But at the same time, Ja has been successful in his own right when it comes to Memphis. Like, let's just call it what it is. A lot of people for a few seasons they weren't really paying attention to Memphis until Ja came. Let's just keep it 100. A lot of people were not paying attention to Memphis until Ja came. When they had, Derrick Brooks, of course, JJJ was there. A few other guys. They still had Bane and all those guys there. They had a nice little tandem. They had Grizzly Adams. They had a nice squad that had a lot that was loaded with potential, and people were actually starting. They were taking them seriously, and it was led by Ja Moran. It was led by him. But you move Ja, that would be the stupidest thing that you would do. You're moving, and if you get assets for him, my question is how long is the rebuild going to take? You said which city is the best? I would say Las Vegas. Um, are you talking in terms of basketball? Because right now, Leo, we talking about basketball, man. We talking about strictly hoops, man. Hold on 1 minute. We talking about strictly hoops. We talking about strictly hoops. You said Vegas is your best city. Um, I've been to a lot of them, man, but right now, uh, it, I like Atlanta. I'm not gonna lie, I like Atlanta now. I wouldn't think about living there, but I like Atlanta. Uh, New York is pretty cool. Um, let me see. Um, let me see where else, man. I actually like Chicago. I like Chicago, man. I like what Chicago brings to the table. Now, like I said, some of these places I wouldn't live there. Of course, you gotta like L.A. I love Los Angeles, man. If y'all haven't been there, you do have to go. Um, Los Angeles and L.A. and Miami, they they mirror each other. It's not even funny, man. Sorry about the screen, y'all. I don't know why it's so blurry. But if you get rid of Ja Morant, if you get rid of Ja Morant, man, that would be the stupidest thing that Memphis could do because Memphis, they on a roll right now, man. They're on a roll with what they're doing. Um, and it like why go backwards? That's the thing. That's the thing that like with Minnesota, I don't understand why they did what they did with Minnesota. Like it's like Minnesota went 2 steps backwards. Now I know that they're making a push right now. I want to say Minnesota is in the sixth spot. At one point they were in the sixth spot. But you're supposed to go forward. Y'all made it to the Western Conference Final. Your whole goal is to get to the finals and win the championship. Memphis right now, okay, last season we know what happened. Ja was out. They didn't have a shot. Now at one point, Memphis was the number two, and nobody had been talking about it. So now y'all are back. Y'all are back in the mix. Why would you sit up there and get rid of Ja in the off season when your whole goal is to get close to the championship? That's your whole goal. That should be the reason. But instead, you had a team such as Minnesota that did everything ass backwards, and it didn't make any sense to me. I don't know what type of look they were going for or anything. They were a long team. They went from being a long team and everything to being a team where you looked at that team and it's like, okay, what are they doing? It's like uh, what's it called? Minnesota doesn't have and identity. What's up, Alex? Minnesota doesn't really have an identity. The only identity that you could say that they have is possibly just really quick, dynamic guards. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about TSJ, when you talk about McDaniel, and you talk about Ant-Man, coupled with a couple of front court scoring options like Najee Reed and Julius Randle. But last season, you knew what their identity was. Last season, you knew what their identity was. Their identity was, they were long, they were good, they were good defensively, and you had multiple guys on there that could get you buckets because Karl Anthony Towns could get you buckets. Ant-Man could get you buckets, and like I said, Najee Reed, he could get you buckets, and I can't rule out McDaniel, who's a tremendous two-way player. Ant-Man is a two-way player too, and I like Ant-Man's defense too. Hold on one sec, y'all. Yeah, so Ja, like losing Ja, man, that would be a hell of a rebuild because you losing a they haven't had a player like Ja. Yeah, they haven't had a player. They haven't had a player like Ja. Um, they've always, Memphis. They had their, like their couple of guys that played defense. Like the grit and grind and stuff. But like um, they didn't have no. They didn't, they didn't really have like they didn't have a guy that stood out. Like Ant-Man, he stands out with Minnesota. Um, who else? I'm trying to think, man. Uh, okay, Steph Curry, Golden State, he stands out. D Rose, when he was there, he stood out. He stood out with Chicago. You know what I'm saying? They had those guys. Memphis has never had that, with the exception of Ja. And now that you have that, you want to take that away. Now, I do understand where people are coming from with Ja Morant, right? They say that he gets hurt a lot. But the thing I appreciate about Ja is that he bounced back. Now he did miss, that last season. You had you had the suspension, and then also you had uh the injury. And me myself personally, looking back on it now, I don't feel like Josh should have got suspended, man. Not for that length of time, man. I mean, look at this stuff that's going on with Tucker. You know what I'm saying? That dude Tucker for the Ravens, man. But they pinpoint, Deshaun Watson what he done did. Now, Deshaun Watson is starting to. If he comes back, Deshaun Watson might be damaged goods. So, yeah, man. I don't think Josh should go. I think he should stay in Memphis, and well, they shouldn't move him, and they definitely shouldn't do him. They shouldn't do him pause like they did Luca or like they did AD. You know, um, and see a lot of guys they take it as a slap in the face if they're in trade talks. Like Kevin Durant, he's baffled. He's baffled at the fact that he's back in trade talks. You know, but he's just gonna play. He's gonna play the season out, and I don't blame Kevin Durant for um, him feeling the way that he's feeling, like in terms of being in trade talks and stuff like that, because it's like Booker hasn't been any more any more productive than what Kevin Durant has. Matter of fact, they haven't. Neither one of them have been more successful than one another. And then, of course, with Bradley Beal, we already know the situation with Bradley Beal. He just can't waive his no trade clause. So, like I said, man, um, they should go ahead, stay with Ja. I would say give it another, season, maybe, maybe possibly 2 seasons if you don't get to a finals, and then that's when you start looking at. But they got to look, and that's another thing. Ja has built a relationship on the court with Zach Edey. Now we don't know how their relationship is off the court. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that could have a impact on the continuity and stuff. But if they got good chemistry right now, which what it seems to be, you don't move a guy like Ja, and especially in the off season, because Zach Edey's gonna look like, well, damn, I done got accustomed to playing, with this guy, and then you have a chance to make possibly a 1-2 punch in terms of superstar quality. So yeah, that's my take on it though. But I'm finna go ahead and roll out. I appreciate y'all pulling up. Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe, hit them notifications too. Straight to the point. Sports and entertainment. Shouts out to the whole entire LDPC. I'll get at y'all later.